the star of Nightique, Edward St. Payne.
Welcome to the program. I'm Edward St. Payne, your host, and welcome to the AMG affiliates across the network who are joining us tonight for this edition of the program. We are happy to be with you. Well, a new study shows that smoking marijuana on a regular basis can lead to antisocial behaviors at work, and even you can go as far as lying to get a job when you're smoking pot. Now, if they can just find someone who smokes pot on a regular basis who actually has a job. Well, Batman and Superman, starring Ben Affleck, is among 10 upcoming Warner Brothers summer releases with comic book characters. Cartoon characters are now almost as prominent in the film business as they are in national politics. Well, President Obama met with Cuban President Raul Castro recently, as we all know, and the two world leaders discussed things that were very important to both of them: the closing of Guantanamo, the relaxation of trade restrictions, and measures to protect Cuba's prostitutes from the U.S. Secret Service. USA Today polls show that millennial generation voters do not support Donald Trump's campaign for president, and also they don't support Hillary Clinton's campaign either. It really doesn't matter. The millennial generation won't vote on election day anyway after they discover they can't text their vote in. Well, scientists in California have made an important discovery. They say they have developed a technique that would allow them to download information directly into a person's brain. Didn't we have that technology years ago? It's called reading. Well, a United Airlines pilot was recently arrested for running brothels. You could always tell when Captain Pimp was your pilot. The first class stewardess was, "Welcome aboard. I'm Janet. Coffee, tea, or me?" Okay, the new female Viagra is making big news. The pill is being met with mixed reviews. Apparently, women who say it increases their libido are also the same women who found it works better when they take it with alcohol. Mr. Loveneet Singh Atwal is one of 32 promising young basketball hopefuls from India, tapped for the NBA's Developmental League. The other players can't wait for the new crop. They'll not only get a new friend to hang with, but also a teammate who can fix their computers. A lawyer for Apple says the recent issues the company had with the FBI could lead to a police state. Apple believes Americans should live in a free society with the choice to voluntarily pay 3 times as much for electronic products as they're worth. Middlebury College in Vermont has banned Red Bull and 5-hour energy drinks because they're linked to alcohol and high-risk sex. Whereas before energy drinks, the biggest link for high-risk sex and using alcohol was going away to college in the first place. Well, Carnival Cruises will soon offer round trips to Cuba every other week. But some wonder whether vacationers will tolerate the loud, throbbing music, the rum drinking, the dancing, the drumming, the unceasing merriment. And the Cubans may not appreciate it either. Okay, tonight on Nightique, we meet a Mississippi blues man, Mr. Sherman Lee Dillon. Now, Sherman Lee Dillon has been called Mississippi's blues ambassador. At the age of 16, Sherman left home and he hasn't been back yet. Well, we are going to meet Sherman. We're slowing him down for a minute. We're going to talk to him. He's going to play for us. We're going to find out what Sherman Lee is up to. Stay tuned for this edition of Nightique.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Gray's Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to grays.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to grays.com and enter the code GRAYS34 for a free box.
Grays.com. Snacking reinvented.
Attention diabetes sufferers. The diabetes drugs, Invokana, Invokamet, Farxiga, Zigduo, Jardiance, and Glyzombi have been linked to a serious condition known as diabetic ketoacidosis. This can happen when the body produces excessive levels of blood acids that can lead to diabetic coma or even death.
If you or a loved one took any of these drugs and were injured, call the Rely On Group right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call the Rely On Group today to be connected with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. There is absolutely no risk on your part, and you don't owe us a penny unless we're successful.
Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve.
If you or a loved one were diagnosed with diabetic ketoacidosis after taking Invokana or other similar diabetic drugs, call the Rely On Group at 800-232-4977 for a free consultation. That's 800-232-4977.
That used to be me, standing in line to get my money and paying my bills with cash. Now,
I save time and money with my NetSpend prepaid MasterCard.
it works better for me than a traditional bank account.
There's no credit check, so approval is guaranteed.
I just load it with my money.
Or with free direct deposit, I can get my paycheck or government check up to 2 days faster.
They even send me text alerts after every purchase, or I can check my balance online anytime.
Call 1-877-893-6856.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, Sherman Lee Dillon, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Sherman Lee.
Thank you.
Now, okay, now the rumor is that you left home at 16 and basically you've been working in the world of music since then.
Pretty much. You know, it kind of gives a sound that I just ran away from my folks, never saw them again, and went to Alaska. That's not really true, but I live between Meadville and Liberty. That's where I grew up.
And this is in Mississippi?
In Mississippi.
So you were in the country?
Yeah, way out, yeah. Between Natchez and Macomb, that little section down there. That's where I grew up, and man, I was so country, I didn't know anything. And then I got a chance to kind of play with some fellas out of Macomb, and there was a town, man, Macomb to me, in my mind, when they talk about New York City, I could not imagine New York City being bigger than Macomb. That's how big I thought Macomb was. Anyway, so I left there, started playing with the band, and one thing went to the other, and I really never, lived back home again.
Now, what have you got? That's a dobro, right?
Dobro, they call it, yeah. The same instrument, the bluegrass people play.
Now, what makes a dobro different from a guitar?
Well, technically it is a guitar, but this right here is just a cavity, sort of like a speaker cone. And there's really no bracing or anything, just a cavity. And in here, if you took this off, this hubcap thing, which is just a cover, if you took it off, you would see what appears to be a speaker cone pointed backwards.
And what does that give it?
Well, it's metallic. It's sort of like a cymbal.
Like a cymbal figure.
Actually, it's made the Pera brothers, some Greek Turkey people from Turkey, same as the cymbal, Zildjian people. So it's sort of, there's a similarity there. It's real thin, and that's what makes it sound. That kind of and that's what makes it sound.
Now, you've been playing all these years, but your record label is a label out of the northeastern U.S., right?
Yes.
Tell us about you. How did you get hooked up with that label?
I went to this folk conference. There's an organization called the North American Folk Alliance. So they have blues, they have Indian music, they have South American music. How they do the conferences. And this time, I played banjo and several instruments. I played banjo. My daughter plays a flat top guitar, and my boy played a fiddle. And we all said, let's go to this conference and hang out. So my son gets to talking to this fella who's starting a record company. He said, I play with my daddy and my daughter and sister. And he said, really? So he got to talking, and he heard us, and he liked the kind of thing we were doing. He kind of looked up on me and saw I had my, iron several different fires. He said, well, I think I'll make a record on y'all, because he's just starting his record company. I said, well, cool. So, and he's out of New Bedford, Mass, just a little south of Boston.
And through that record label, what's the name of the label?
We Peck, W-E-P-E-C-K, like pick a peck. We Peck Island. There's a little island up that way.
And your website is ShermanLeeDillon.com, right? Now you can order music from that site.
Yes.
And you're on, I'm sure, the other websites, Amazon and such as that, right?
Yeah, all those. Yeah.
But
Spotify and all that.
Via that record label from the northeastern U.S., that's why you're touring across the northeastern U.S. Yeah. You're all over the place, New England, everywhere.
Yeah. And it's cool. And he said, well, if I'm going to put money on you on record about you, then as much as I appreciate you playing for your cousins and your best friends, you got to do more. so touring is kind of in it.
You got to get out of Mississippi.
You got to get out of Mississippi.
Yeah.
So I've been living in Carolina the last few years. It's just so much accessible to I mostly play New England and east of the Mississippi River.
Do you ever get worn out from touring, or is it always an enjoyable thing?
It's always enjoyable, and the way I tour is a little different from some people. I take buses a lot. I take trains a lot. Mm-hmm. And I get to hang with people and stuff, and I like that. I kind of like meeting people and seeing different situations. So that's most of the way I tour.
Well, Sherman, are you going to perform for us, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with a live performance with Mr. Sherman Lee Dillon. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer, and today Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
This is our Gray's Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to grays.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to grays.com and enter the code GRAYS34 for a free box.
Grays.com. Snacking reinvented.
And now back to more Nightique.
I got this friend, he always trying to get a Cadillac. And I know this drummer always want to be paid in cash. Bobby want to see himself on the evening news. And Mary, she always trying to buy brand new shoes. But you know what? Honey, that ain't me. I'm much too easy to please. But there is just one thing. I just want your love. I didn't want your love. Now I don't care if you don't cook biscuits and gravy. The only word you ever use is if and maybe. If you like to lay around the house and just be lazy, or you want to fuss and fight and act half crazy, you know what, baby? Oh, where are you gonna find another man like me? So doggone easy to please. But there's just one thing about me, one thing. I just want your love. I want your love, baby. You want your love. Now I don't care if you want to go out and dance all night, or flip through the channel and sit here and be uptight. I don't want to put too much on you. You can do anything you want to do, baby, but tell me this, where are you gonna find another man like me? So doggone easy to please. But here's just one thing. I just want your love, I just want your love, baby. That's all I want. Where are you gonna find another man like me? So doggone easy to please. There's just one thing, baby. I got one thing. I just want your love. want your love. Yeah. Where you gonna find another man like me so doggone easy to please? But there is just one thing. I just want your love. I just want your love. I do want your love, baby. That's all I want. Want your love. When I was growing up, my best friend was a girl named Alberta. Me and Alberta, we'd play together all the time. And she was sweet. I think that's the reason I remember Alberta. She was so sweet. She's the girl that'd make cookies and take them to church. Or she'd read storybooks to little children all around. Or she'd go visit old folks. That was Alberta. She was so sweet. About the sweetest person I ever knew. And we played together all the time. Well, one day, I was going to go over and play with Alberta. So I walked over to her house, cut through the woods, the quickest way to get there, to her house. Get to her house, she ain't there. She's not there. You know what? Alberta is helping her grandma fix her sewing machine. So there I was. I was at Alberta's house, and Alberta wasn't even there. So I had to spend my day with Alberta's sister, Luberta. You remember all them things I said about Alberta? Being so sweet, so kind. Everybody loved Alberta. You can't say none of them things about Luberta. But man, Luberta was pretty. I'm talking pretty. We used to call her TV pretty. She was so pretty. I'd been on TV. And, you know, and all my friends saw what was going on. They said, Sherman Lee, boy, you need to leave Luberta alone. Start hanging around Alberta and no matter what, how you work it, it's going to turn out bad. I said, man, are you kidding? Look at Luberta. How bad can it be? I mean, really, how bad can it be? That brought the song about. 4 o'clock in the morning, looking back at my house, I'm freezing cold. Four o'clock in the morning, I'm looking back at my house, I'm freezing cold. But I ain't going back to see Luberta. Wouldn't go back to save my soul. I got some friends in Vicksburg. I used to know a pretty girl live up around Rolling Fork. I still got some friends in Vicksburg. I used to know a pretty girl live up around Rolling Fork. But you know what? If I can just pick myself up and get on out of here, I ought to be walking into Nightique, Mississippi before dark. But from Vicksburg, I might take a ride north to Little Rock. Take one south down to Baton Rouge. From Vicksburg, I might take a ride north to Little Rock. You know, you take wherever you can go. Or south to Baton Rouge. I might keep right on going west, end up in Monroe, Shreveport. As far as Dallas rolling through. Gotta go where the ride goes. I seen Luberta, she looked like $1 million bill. She used to walk beside me down the street. Everybody looked and give me such a thrill. But she got meaner and meaner, and I love that girl still. I guess what scares me the most, y'all, I'm afraid I always will, but I don't care. I might be cold, sick, and hungry, or spend my night sleeping on the side of the road. I know one thing. I ain't going back to see Luberta. I don't care how pretty she is. I ain't going back to see Luberta. I done told y'all. Ain't going back to see Luberta. Lord, even if it would save my soul. Yeah, devil, come on, get me. I ain't going back. How bad could he get?
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer, and today Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
That used to be me, standing in line to get my money and paying my bills with cash. Now,
I save time and money with my NetSpend prepaid MasterCard.
it works better for me than a traditional bank account.
There's no credit check, so approval is guaranteed.
I just load it with my money.
Or with free direct deposit, I can get my paycheck or government check up to 2 days faster.
They even send me text alerts after every purchase, or I can check my balance online anytime.
Call 1-877-893-6856.
Did you know home appliance and major system breakdowns cost homeowners an average of $1,700 per year?
American Residential Warranty can help cover those costs with home service plans starting at less than $1 a day.
Plan options include coverage for central air, heat, and ductwork,
Water heaters, interior electrical systems, and plumbing.
major kitchen appliances, and more.
Call now. There's no obligation. But hurry, if you wait until you need a home service repair,
It'll be too late.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, that was fantastic. And
Thank you.
after all these years of performing, you still have, it looks like a zest for performance. Am I right or wrong?
I guess it's right. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, you know, Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss.
Well,
and it looks like you're following your bliss.
I'm fortunate enough to do that, yes.
It's a blessing, isn't it?
It is, exactly.
It is a blessing, because that is not work.
Yeah,
You know?
well, that's right.
You know, I've told this story many times. I met Buddy Rich in Baton Rouge when I was a lot younger, and I was a weatherman, and I was doing reporting, entertainment reporting. Buddy Rich came with his big band in Shreveport, Louisiana. So I was there behind the stage with him and the cameraman interviewing, and it was a Saturday night. Buddy Rich, he was older at that time now. So I said, Mr. Rich, why are you out here in Shreveport playing with this big band tonight? After all these years, I mean, he said, son, he said, I'm working at play. I don't need to be here. I could be at home with my lovely wife in Beverly Hills, but I love this, and this is what keeps me alive. And that translates to all of us, you know. I mean, if you find what you like to do, it ain't work.
And it's a blessing to get to do it.
It's a blessing to get to do it.
Now, when I was raising all my children, I got 7 children.
You have 7 children.
Same wife, been married, you know, I got married when I was like 19 or so. So back then I performed a lot, but I didn't tour just because I had a family thing, and it meant a lot to me. So now that I'm an older guy, a record label stepping in, and here I am touring like a rock, not like a rock star, but you're like somebody 18 or
yeah,
I'm going out there, you
different
know.
variations of rock stars, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's great. Well, it is a great story, and now a lot of the music that you perform is original music that you've written.
Yes, yes. All my albums, it's actually, I call it kind of a Beatle principle. The early stuff, they do some covers, like Twist and Shout stuff, and some originals. So that's kind of the formula I use, about half originals, half covers on every CD.
Your material is found at your website, which
yes.
is ShermanLeeDillon.com.
Correct.
And also other web portals such as Amazon and CD Baby, iTunes,
Spotify, all that stuff.
All that
I'm
stuff.
out there.
What's in the future for Sherman Lee Dillon as we look down the road a little ways?
We're in the process of doing a CD featuring the Mississippi artist from the 20s and early 30s, actually preceding Robert Johnson, Tommy Johnson and stuff, McCoy Brothers, and that's my next CD, and it's mostly all recorded already.
Well, everybody knows across the nation that the blues emanated from Mississippi, and you are known as Mississippi's ambassador.
And what they say, yeah,
to the blues, and we're proud to have you on the show, Mr. Sherman Lee Dillon. And
yeah,
good luck with your touring.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me, man.
Your tour schedule is on your website, ShermanLeeDillon.com, correct? Okay, good. All right, Sherman, take care.
Thank you, man. I
and good luck
the work
with everything
you've
in the
done
future.
all these years.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Graze Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to graze.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to graze.com and enter the code GRAZE34 for a free box.
Graze.com. Snacking reinvented.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, thank you for being with us on this edition of Nightique. We'd like to thank all of our affiliates across the AMG TV network for joining us tonight, as well as our original affiliates around the Southeast. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time on Nightique. I'm Edward St. Pé. Have a great week.
Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Join us every week here for Nightique.